Folks, we're back. This is Steve, Sanson, Stephanie Phillips, and Talisia, Sandoval, Veterans in Politics. We invited Victoria Seaman, who is the Las Vegas City Councilwoman, representing Ward number, was it 4?
2.
2, representing Ward number 2. And Victoria canceled on us the first time, and then she canceled on us this time because a 19-year-old asked her some uncomfortable questions, and she was very upset and mad at me because she said that I never vetted the panel members, and I'm supposed to know what questions they're going to ask the candidates, which is against our bylaws, so I couldn't do that anyways. So anyways, we endorsed Alan Bigelow for Las Vegas City Council Ward number 2, but we did an investigation on Victoria Seaman because she pushed us. So we started to look into her background, and these 2 lovely ladies have some very, very extraordinary information that I'm sure that you guys would want to know about it. Victoria Seaman is a public official, so nothing is off the table. And when I say nothing is off the table, you're going to be amazed of what you hear and what you're going to hear, because I was amazed of what I heard. So you're going to be amazed. And I've heard a lot of crap, but this is some crappy shit right here. And you wait till you hear it. So, Talisia, could you tell us what you found out, and then Stephanie will supplement.
All right. Well, I found a lot. There is a lot of shady things that go on in Victoria Seaman's life. So starting with all the way back in 2015, when she was a brand new assemblywoman, she's married, as everybody knows. And she allegedly, and again, allegedly, we don't know for sure, had an affair with Mark Menendo, which is her Democratic constituent.
So let me just give you a little synopsis. Mark Menendo was the liberal state senator representing Nevada, and Mark Menendo had to resign from his elected seat because of sexual harassment allegations. Victoria Seaman at the time was an assemblywoman, supposed to be conservative, and apparently what I'm hearing, because I don't have any proof, but this is what we heard, that these 2 were lovers. So that's what I'm hearing. Keep going.
Well, and, I think that says a lot, because if your husband can't trust you, then why should we? So that, and she has sued the city that she works for. So she sued the city of Las Vegas for over 6 figures through a construction company so that it didn't get back to her, which, as we know, does not work because it is now getting back to her.
What was the lawsuit about? What was
the lawsuit? I believe. Let me see.
She sued multiple people, right?
She sues everybody for fun. I don't know the details of the lawsuit, but you can go and look at all of this yourself on concouncilwoman.com. There's a website with a plethora of things that basically expose her for everything that she does wrong, that's shady and not right. I don't know the details of that particular lawsuit. I know there's a lot of other things that go on, like her suing people for car accidents and things like that, and her recycling the use of her x-rays. So it's my understanding
what does that mean, recycling the use of her x-rays?
So it's my understanding that she got into a car accident and she had broken her collarbone and her finger. And so I guess from here on out, after every car accident that she's ever been in or any kind of accident, and she goes around saying that, she's got a lot of issues with a lot of people, but most notably Michelle Fury and the news and everything else, that she broke her finger. But these recycled, so to speak, x-ray images were from an accident years prior. And she continually uses them to sue people for damages that didn't really occur. So there's multiple accidents and she uses the same injury.
So she uses the same x-rays for all the accidents that she's in?
Allegedly. Yes. Allegedly.
Okay.
Then she also makes the news constantly for stealing Jennifer Fawzy's signs. That was just recently on Channel 3 News.
Who's an
I
assemblywoman?
heard about
This
that.
assemblywoman, yeah.
Isn't that a misdemeanor to take people's signs, I think?
I believe so. I'm not entirely sure. And there was some things that went on with that, but there was a full police report. I mean, Fawzy wasn't going to back down. She was like, hey, this is not okay. Regardless of if it was in the way or not, you don't steal my signs. And then I'm pretty sure, and I might be wrong, but she called her up and was like, I took your signs, and kind of rubbed it in her face about
returned, right?
it. I believe
Half of them
so.
were reported.
That was in the...
I'll be like, put them back where you found them.
Right.
You know how hard that
all
caliche
of
is?
them, not half of them. All of them.
You know how
All of
hard
them
that
were returned?
caliche is? No,
Right.
you pound that rebar back in the ground.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? She threatened Erica Neely, which is an assemblywoman, correct?
No, Erica Neely is a candidate for
School board.
Oh,
trustee.
school board. Yeah, you're right. Sorry,
Yeah.
my mistake. Anyway, so she threatened her, and
And
basically...
Jennifer Fawzy is a candidate for Nevada Assembly.
Okay, so I got the two mixed up. She threatened Erica Neely and said basically along the lines of, like, there was a photo of Erica Neely and Alan Bigelow, which is her opponent. And she threatened her and was like, are you friends with him? Do you support him? And she's like, we're friends. We go to the same events, and there's screenshots to prove it, which we can put on the screen as well. But she texted back and said, he's running against me. He doesn't stand a chance. I would say that meeting you and supporting you is out of the question, and I'll be giving your Democratic opponent a check. And
So this is supposed to be a conservative Republican wants
correct.
to give the Democrat challenger a check
Correct.
to beat another Republican.
Correct.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
So it sounds like Victoria Seaman is very vindictive.
I mean, I would say so.
Okay.
I think in the sense that she called you after the fact and the way that she spoke to you, I would say that that's pretty vindictive.
Mm-hmm.
And then not showing up and claiming false endorsements. That's a whole other thing.
I saw an
Yes.
ad or something that she had.
So
Put
Mark,
out.
could you zoom in on this picture, please? So everybody could see Senator Mark Menendo, Victoria Seaman, former legislator. And this picture, folks, this is Victoria Seaman. She put out a flyer saying that Veterans in Politics endorsed her, which is down here. Can't see it. But she put out a flyer saying Veterans in Politics endorsed her. That was before we even conducted our endorsement interview process. And then we actually conducted our endorsement interview process. Here's a letter that Alan Bigelow received from us saying that he's endorsed by Veterans in Politics. So she's making falsehoods.
She kind of jumped the gun on that one. I think she expected the endorsement. And to me, I don't think that that's right. I don't think you should expect anything, especially playing as dirty as she is. So a whole other issue that, I'm the last person to try and get into family drama and see, oh, you don't talk to so-and-so or whatever it might be. But if you go on her website, she boasts about her family and how much she loves to spend time with her family and that her family is her life. But it's my understanding that she has 2 daughters, not just one. And her oldest daughter has mental health issues. And the reason for her doxing her daughter is completely unknown. But for the most part, she claims that she doesn't have a daughter. She has one daughter, and that's it. So for whatever reason that might be, I just think that that's weird.
So you're saying she ousted out the other daughter because she has mental health problems?
I don't know if it's because she has mental health problems, but I find it odd. I mean, any mother, and I'm sure that anybody who's watching this who is a mother could say and could attest that your kids are your life, right? And so there's got to be a reason that she's just all of a sudden gotten rid of one and pretended that she never existed. So I don't know. I mean, it's possible, but I couldn't really find a whole lot of information on her, but her name is Cristina de la Guerra, and she looks just like her. So you can't really deny
What's
the DNA
daughter's
test.
name that she ousted?
Cristina de la Guerra.
De la Guerra?
De la Guerra?
Oh, De la Guerra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know where the daughter is?
No.
Okay.
I do not.
Do you have anything else?
That's about it.
What you got, Stephanie?
If she was here and I were doing the interview, I would ask her about the DUI charge from Sacramento.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And
She had a DUI charge?
I believe, yes.
It's alleged. They don't know. It's like, it looks like she scrubbed it. Like it's scrubbed.
I don't know. I would, you hear people talk and you hear these things and you see things on social media. So it's a shame that she's not here, because I would ask her about that and let her tell her side of that, because it's out there and people talk about it. And I would also ask about the ticket in Arizona going 90 in a 45 zone. Some, things like that.
Isn't that reckless driving if you double the speed limit?
I don't know. And also talk about the fake endorsements. I believe, did she put up the NRA endorsement as well? And the NRA hasn't even done their endorsements yet. So I've heard that too. So all these things that, you hear, I would ask her all of those as well, and let her answer those for the voters and for the public, and, dispel any rumors or things that are untrue or true, and let her address them. But she decided not to show up.
Because she didn't like the questions that a 19-year-old girl asked her. And here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, this is true, because I don't know her. I don't know what's true and what's not. But one of the questions that I asked her that she didn't like in the first place was the abuse of her staff. And it is not, she has become an ongoing joke, but she says that it was just hearsay. And it's like, okay, well, that's fair. But at some point, you have to question the validity of this when everybody is saying that you treat your staff like shit. And realistically, I think it's a fair question. And so if she was here, I would ask her and I'd be like, did you cheat on your husband? No? Okay, well, if your husband can't trust you, then why should we, So I'm glad that that's not true, or whatever it may be. But, at the end of the day, if multiple people are saying this about you, it seems like you're growing a track record, and it's no longer just, oh, some people don't like me, or, oh, some people are trying to smear me. This is, there's proof of a lot of the things online, legal documents, for instance, the DUI being one of them. But if she was here, I would more than happy to be asked to ask her fairly and say, hey, could you explain this to me? And if you can't, then that tells us all we need to know.
I'd like to know too about the ethics complaint that was filed against her with the city, because she's, according to the complaint, she's been campaigning on city time. And somebody, I don't know who that is. I believe it's filed. We can look that up. But I'd like to ask her about that ethics complaint too, and what she has been doing on city time and things like that. But
that's all you got?
She decided not to show up. So if she was here, I would be asking her a lot of questions.
You guys got anything else?
The liquor license. They had a vote. You probably heard about this. They were reducing the cost of the liquor license from $75,000 to $5,000. So it'd be easier for small businesses to get a liquor license. They had like 26 requirements for that. They reduced that to 11, so it'd be easier for people to file for one. And her and one other councilman voted against this, but it passed because everyone else voted for it to promote small business. And she says that she's for small businesses, but yet voted against this. So I would have asked her about that too.
I think her character speaks volumes. She came here seeking an endorsement, and I was sitting on that panel, and she gave attitude when she didn't fully understand the question, and she was just overall not fun to be around. Like you could just see it on her face. And I don't know about you, but if I'm going somewhere seeking an endorsement, that is not the way that I behave. And she kind of walked in like she had a tiara on her head and she just deserved whatever she wanted. And that's just not how this works. I think that if all it takes is a 19-year-old girl to ask you a question you're simply uncomfortable with. And by the way, she was not the only person that I asked uncomfortable questions to. If all it takes is that, I don't want you running for anything in my city or my state. to be honest with you. I don't. Because if you can't handle tough questions like that, how are you handling the conversations with your constituents that on tough issues that matter to us? So I've said this once and I'll say it again. Elections are more than just about policy. And she's like, oh, well, we didn't talk about policy. You were talking about my character. Well, you know what? If your character is not something that I like and it's compromisable, then so are your policies. So I'm not going to elect you to make decisions for the things that matter to me and my family and my friends and the people that I love and I care about. Elections are more than just about policy. It's 100% about character.
It's true. It all goes together. Those are the things I would have asked had she been here. Maybe she'll hear this and she'll come on and we can answer these things.
You want to say something?
Victoria?
Zoom in. What?
Hopefully you will be able to hear this and give Steve a call and come in and we can ask you these questions and let you answer and address and say what your truth is, and so that the public knows what the truth is from your perspective. So we welcome that call.
Talisia? Mark?
I think that, I would love to hear from you. I would love to have answers to these questions. I think that the people of Las Vegas deserve to know who is voting on issues that are important to them and what her character is like. So if you would like to come on to the show and allow me to ask you these questions and be okay with it this time, I would love to ask you these questions and really get to the bottom of some of these things, because at the end of the day, this is just hearsay. We don't know for sure. This a lot of it is not provable per se, but I would like for you to come on and speak your truth and really get to the bottom of it.
Thank you guys for coming on the show. Victoria Seaman, you, I really didn't like this. Jumping the gun like that, putting out an endorsement that you didn't receive. And I didn't like the way you spoke about my panel member when we were on the phone. That wasn't very statesman or stateswoman of you to do something like that. We've always supported you in the past. And matter of fact, it was organizations like mine that helped remove your predecessor to allow you to be city councilwoman. Remember that, Victoria? Okay. And you know what we stand for. And we told you that if you didn't come on, the show would still move forward, and you choose not to come on because you were scared. Of
a 19-year-old.
Of a 19-year-old female asking you questions if you're abusive to your staff. Whoopee. So, and now we find out after, because you know how we roll. I mean, you come slap us in the face, we're going to start digging. So we find out that you had alleged affair with Mark Menindo. Okay. What is your Marine husband going to say about that? And then we found out you go ahead and claim an endorsement you never received. And then we found out that you're using x-rays for multiple injuries, but you only got it one time, little broken finger. And then we found out you stealing other elected officials' campaign signs. Come on, Victoria. You still want to be Las Vegas City Councilwoman? You walk around like you have a chip on your shoulder, like you're pissed off at the world. Come on. You need to be more like Dean Heller and smile a little bit. Be a little bit more humble, okay? Be humble, okay? Your shit does stink, so be humble and get rid of that stink, okay? This is Steve Sanson, Stephanie Phillips, and Talisia Sandoval, Veterans of Politics. Until next time.